Here's something a lot of casual anime fans miss about the Quintessential Quintuplets Specials 2. This isn't really a movie 2. It's a post-story honeymoon special about Futaro and the Nakano sisters as adults. And despite its cute, wholesome packaging, this is definitely not something I'd put on for young kids without knowing what's inside. The special takes place after the main story, following Futaro and the quintuplets on a Hawaii trip that doubles as their honeymoon. It was created from an original story drafted by Negi Haruba and supervised by him. The theatrical version ran for about 47-48 minutes before being broadcast as 2 TV episodes. Here's the first hidden detail. The title can cause confusion. The franchise already has a 2022 theatrical movie that concludes the main adaptation. Specials 2 is a separate follow-up project, so if someone tells you Movie 2, they're usually talking about this honeymoon special, not an actual second movie. So, why isn't this really children's anime? The biggest reason is the premise itself. Futaro and the sisters are now adults, and the story openly revolves around a honeymoon. That shifts the tone from school rom-com into adult romantic comedy, even though the visual style is still bright, cute, and extremely accessible to younger viewers. There are also situations built around romance, married life, beach holiday imagery, and suggestive comedy. Nothing here turns the show into explicit adult animation, but those themes are enough to make it unsuitable as a children's show. One theatrical listing specifically classified it as 13+, which is a useful indication of its intended audience. And then there are the potentially problematic scenes for younger viewers. Characters are placed in situations involving romantic intimacy, revealing vacation outfits, and comedy that relies on embarrassment or attraction. These aren't necessarily dangerous in the physical sense, but they're situations parents may not want young children copying, imitating, or treating as normal behavior. The bigger issue is context. A child might see 5 colorful anime sisters, a tropical island, and goofy comedy and assume this is harmless family animation. But the actual story is about adult characters on their honeymoon. The cute art style doesn't automatically mean children's content. Another hidden fact is that Specials 2 is largely anime original. Unlike the main movie, which adapted the manga's concluding material, this honeymoon story was created from an original concept under Haruba's supervision. So hardcore manga readers shouldn't expect a straightforward missing chapter adaptation. The production also changed hands within the franchise's larger anime history. Specials 2 was directed by Masato Jinbo and animated by Bibury Animation Studios. The special has 2 episodes in its TV form, even though many fans experienced it first as a theatrical screening. And here's where the franchise gets interesting. The Quintessential Quintuplets isn't just one TV show anymore. You have Season 1, Season 2, the 2022 movie, Specials 1, Specials 2, games, manga material, and now even more anime projects announced in 2026. In fact, 2 new projects were announced in May 2026. A TV anime adapting the Quintessential Quintuplets, 4-season sequel novel, plus a new OVA covering previously unadapted manga chapters. So the franchise isn't quite ready to leave the stage yet. The hardcore fandom is pretty interesting here. A lot of fans were simply happy to see the Nakano sisters again. One viewer who attended a screening in Indonesia described it as another emotional goodbye and praised the future life material, while saying the theater became completely silent during the ending song. But the community isn't blindly calling it peak fiction. Some fans felt the honeymoon special was unnecessary because the original manga and anime story had already concluded. Others enjoyed the extra character moments, but criticized parts of the writing and pacing. One Reddit discussion even called it entertaining, while questioning whether it really felt like a full honeymoon story. That split makes sense. If you're a dedicated quintuplets fan, even a short bonus story can feel like getting one last visit with characters you don't want to leave behind. But if you're looking for a major new plot arc, this special may feel more like dessert after the main meal. So here's the mind-bending part. The Quintessential Quintuplets Specials 2 looks like a cute anime vacation, but it's actually a story about what happens after the main quest is already finished. It's also a reminder that anime should never be judged by its colorful character designs alone. A show can look incredibly cute while still targeting teenagers and adults because of its themes, romance, and situations. And now the franchise has gone even further, with new anime projects officially announced in 2026. So maybe this wasn't the final goodbye after all. Maybe the quintuplets were just getting started on their second chapter.